my boys, queens. Hope you got your crowns on. I'm your host, April. I'm living proof. If you have the right mindset, anything is possible. No one escapes negativity, but together you can overcome and learn how to live like the queen you are destined to be. So grab your teacups and let's have a royal chat. Hello, my boys, queens. I hope you got your crowns on. You too are my boys, kings. Welcome to another episode of Queen's Royal Chat. I'm your host, April. Today, we have a very special guest. His name is Joel Washington Atterbury. He also goes by the name of King Atterbury. And he's not in the studio with us today, but he will be on Zoom. Let me introduce my friend, Joel Washington Atterbury. I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
I want to dive straight into it. So, how many books have you published?
To date now, I've published 18 books of poetry, I started my poetry show.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a podcast where it's virtual, where I started to think like we was in a pandemic and nobody was really out there doing shows too much because everybody was trying to be in a safety net of what was going on in the world, the pandemic. So I started inviting different poets onto my platform to perform. So everything was virtually live. It was simultaneously aired on YouTube and Facebook. So we started off with a good run. So then when October came, I published another book called The Poetry Corner, which is the same title of the show.
Right. I checked it out. It's really dope.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So as more guests started coming on to the show, I got in touch with two of the female poets that appeared on my platform. So I decided to do a compilation book with them. They never published books before, so I added them on to, that assignment, that collective. So that came out in December of 2020, excuse me.
Right.
So it's been a good ride. And we still active right now, doing a lot of bigger things than we did before as the show has grown.
Right.
And last year was phenomenal because I published 6 books of poetry.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Now myself, I did not read all of the books. I only read a little bit of, I think it was the Poetry Corner. And the poetry in it is amazing. So how did you know that poetry was for you?
Well, I started off back in the day as emceeing, writing rhymes after my father passing away. So I needed an outlet to get my emotions out. So I just started writing all the time, whether I was on the bus or the train back when I was living in New York. So I took it to a different tier as the years progressed, as I was in high school. So teaming up with someone from Brooklyn and another brother from the Bronx. So then I really started just writing poetry that are rhymes. And I had a poetry teacher when I attended City College. It was a mini school program because all of this is in the same shelf of my discovery. His name was Abi Odun from The Last Poets. He was the poetry teacher. And I started learning about rhythms and melodies and everything like that. So it really took off right there in the hands.
Wow. And how long have you been doing this?
Quite some time. I mean, I took a break though.
So what inspires you now, like till today?
I personally feel like the world is in trouble. The world have a lot of things going, issues, confliction, and we need freedom of speech to be out there. We need voices to be heard. So as I started doing the poetry books, I was already in that zone of writing poetry, social poetry, political, romantic. But so my hunger increased, and that's where everything unfolded into what I'm doing right now.
So, would you be able to read us something, Joel, from one of your books?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Just give me a second. I will read material from Through My Eyes from the Sky Part 2 in God's Hands.
Oh, okay.
This is a title called Family Feud with Whom, which I wrote because of the socialization out here in the world between families and confliction. What we see and hold the most at times drift away, depending upon what is said or heard or what we say. Misunderstanding on personal matters flashes us by. No need for an ill will, we have to grow wings and fly. Look at things at face value, not from large shadows. Keep an eye on the sparrow, so disregard a battle. How we take things in can be thrown into the wind. Anytime we can begin to have a fresh start and win. Love is on the table. Do we not accept the meal? There's a lot of time to kill, but we have to keep it real. Bonds are meant to be very strong and never weak. Communication is a treat, never trick on a heartbeat. Let go of yesterday and plan for a good tomorrow. Place a voice on your choice and have forgiveness as a motto. King.
I love it. I love that. That was amazing. And how do you think that piece impacts like others?
You know, a lot of times in families we have misunderstandings, which leads to miscommunication. At moments there's who's right, who's wrong. But because of the miscommunication, which forms into a misunderstanding, which goes into a conflict. So my suggestion and how I live my life is to pray. A lot of times we must form ways to forgive. Didn't say you have to forget, but just forget. So you keep peace within your own self.
I went through that myself with my immediate family, so I totally understand and I get that, what you're saying. That's so true. It really is. So, Joel, what's a day in the life for you?
My day begins when I wake up in the morning, which is an affirmation. Brand new day, brand new feeling. Yesterday is old news. Today is my future. So what you do with that is how you bring it home within yourself. So after I get started with that, I head out, whether I'm going to work, and I find various things as inspiration to write. You know, it doesn't really take me too long to bring forth the information inside of myself. I can write anywhere. I can write in the car, if I'm parked, from seeing different things. Everything coincides with emotions, feelings, and how you see the world, you know, which is visibly seen or heard. So, and that's how I navigate to be inspired to write.
Wow. And I know, Joel, that you are big on meditation.
Yes.
Can you give a little bit about, can you just break it down a little bit about the meditation?
Meditation, in my standards, is finding peace within oneself. I practice stillness. A lot of times we don't sit still for a second. You know, it's always on the move and doing this and doing that, overthinking things. Sit still for a moment, listen maybe to some music, something very inspiring, or some jazz, or something melodic. Melodic patterns of music can really soothe the soul, you know, instead of more upbeat music. Depends on what are you facing in the world. So let that be your friend. You know, I meditate over at the water. It's very soothing, calming. I look out to the ocean. I make the day whatever I want it to be for myself. Like everybody else in the world, I still have moments of despair.
Right.
But I do something about that by just sitting still. And I just think, and I just pray.
And how did you start that, like the meditation? Where did it all come from?
It was introduced to me by my older brother, but once it was introduced to me, I already knew what to do. It only enhanced over the years to who I am today. You know, it's all about keeping peace within yourself, you know? So.
Did you ever have a hard time, like in your lifetime, and how did you overcome that?
Whether it was death in the family or relationships, my grandmother always taught us to place everything in prayer. No matter how hard things get or how hard things be, you put everything in prayer and just pray. That's what she used to say all the time. Actually, I used to be like this, like wave off and like that. But she was right though.
Right.
And I mean, you gotta find the solution to your circumstances, you know, and also look within yourself. My thing is what I tell myself, never be in denial of your wrongdoings, you know, take accountability. So it's not going to destroy you to be apologetic, you know.
Right. It's so huge. I said that's very huge. Now, when you say accountability, because I'm trying myself. Look, listen, boys, queens, and kings. Y'all know the queen. But I'm trying day to day to take accountability in certain situations in my own life. And I think now I'm like, I'm happy to apologize to someone if I did wrong or if I said something that maybe offended them. So that accountability, it goes a very, very long way. So it does make you look at yourself. So Joel, out of all your poetry that you have written, which poem is your favorite that you would say out of all your books? Even though I don't think it's one. I think you have a few. But if you can name just one, what poem or book would be your favorite?
That's a hard one.
See, I know I said it's gonna be a few because I know you have a lot of books and a lot of poetry. So do you have like a top maybe 5 or a top maybe, you know, like?
Oh, you know what? Yeah. The 6 books that I put out last year.
Okay.
Those are my top books.
What are their names?
Yeah. Bring these out for you. Excuse me.
Yeah, let us see. And then read one, if you don't mind. Well, King Atterbury.
Well, we're going to go with the number 7 because I'm into numbers also. These 7 books. So let me just bring these out for you.
Mm-hmm.
This was the beginning of last year, the first book I put out last year, which is called From Me to You, Part 2, King's Wave. And then after that book, I put out King Atterbury Inc.
Mm-hmm. I love them. Who designed these books? Like behind your books, who was designing?
Two of my young female cousins.
Okay, nice. Very nice.
They're illustrators. And some of them are photos I took myself, and a cousin might let me use a photograph that they had. This right here, I dedicated to my grandfather.
Oh, I love that. What is that one called?
Essentials of Life, Best Part of King.
No, can we just see it again?
Has multiple pictures of him and my father on there.
Wow, I love that. You look just like him.
Yeah.
You have features of your dad and your grandfather, just to let you know.
For the collage, and this book right here, I put out after my 50th birthday, turned half a century.
Wow, you had to tell your age.
Yes, Groove is in the Heart.
Well, I love that. I love the cover.
Yes, that's my cousin on the cover.
I love that.
Yeah, she allowed me to use her picture.
Is she a artist or physician?
Yes.
Okay.
But she is. And this is I put out towards the winter time. Peace, power, and love.
Okay. And which number was this one?
So I gotta go back. Old age catching up with me.
You want to write it down now. You want to write, get you a board. And...
Number 16.
Number 16. Okay.
Yeah, and then I ended the year last year with this book.
So it's
King Atterbury 2. King Atterbury Inc. Part 2. It Ain't Nothing.
Oh, so you did a cover of all the books.
All my books.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I see.
That was just to express out that these are with a timeline on there of all my books.
Right.
To say that doing these books and writing poetry, it ain't nothing.
Right.
Because I feel like when you believe in God, He'll hold you down. He'll manifest things that you want to do in life,
That's another thing. I know you love, I'm sorry to cut you off. I know the manifesting. That's another thing I know that you are into.
Yes, anything that you want to do in life, you can manifest it. That goes back to praying. You pray to God, you ask God. It's the way you ask God for things. I always ask for a window of opportunity. Not just say, God, I need some money. You need to, none of that. I'll give you a prime example, okay? I'm just going to introduce this last book. Okay. This is the latest book, The Brighter Side of Me.
I love that, how you did the lights, I love the cover. I love that.
Yeah, thank you. That's actually New York City.
Okay, all right. Shout out to New York City. Okay, all right.
So what happened was, and this is how I learned about manifestation and praying to God and receiving a blessing. You might not get what you want, but you're going to give something that God is giving to you. So I kept saying to myself, I need to make some more money. It's kind of rough patch right now. And so I went for a job at the hospital because I'm a certified nurse's aide. I'm also a certified medication aide and also a home health aide, hospice worker. So I said, I can get in the hospital easy peasy. That's no problem. I got all this experience under my belt. So went to the hospital for application and everything like that. And I'm going to show you how the devil works too, the dark forces of the universe.
Okay.
I go there, get the physical and everything. I took vacation time off from my regular job, so I didn't get to the classes. Something just told me the following week to call them. Because I didn't receive my call. I'm like, okay, well, just to ensure that this is what's going on. So the lady said, oh, they didn't call you failed the physical. Huh? I was like, failed the physical? I said, what do you mean? Right. She was like, I can't go into details. You can't go into details. I was so disgruntled behind that that I was just like, they failed me on a physical? Really? I was like, so I took myself down to Cape May. I'm going along the mall. I'm filling out applications at the peanut butter shop, the restaurants and stuff. Maybe I bus tables or something.
Right.
I used to work as a waitstaff worker at my job many years ago. So I'm like, I gotta make some money. I'm like, God, I need a window of opportunity to make some money. I don't care what it is, but I know you'll pick the right job for me, but I just need to make money. I want to do it in my field that I'm used to, but I don't know. So I get home, a week later, the place called me. I went to the ferry too, to work in the terminal kitchen. So I didn't know what they was gonna do. I kept saying, God, please. I said, I do not want to work in the warehouse, because if I injure myself, that's gonna mess up my main job, because I'm a CNA and everything. So I filled out the app, they started talking, and they was like, okay, Mr. Atterbury, we'll give you a call. So I was like, okay, thank you for your time and everything. So I went to the parking lot, they called me back. And when the guy came out, he said, hey, they want to talk to you. I said, did I drop something? I thought I dropped my wallet or something.
Right.
I went back in there, and the chef told me, he said, listen, I know you have kitchen background in your resume. So think about the warehouse, but I told him I would like to take you under my wing. So he said, if you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach you.
Wow.
So it was for a part-time job. So I wound up getting a job there. For 3 years, I worked part-time.
Amazing.
And the crazy thing was, I was like, thank you, God. I was like, looking up like, thank you, God.
Right.
It was hard now. It was hard work working under the chef, but I learned discipline. More discipline than I ever had. The patience, the learning how to slow cook, learning how to fix food fast. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, not real too fast. Because if you're cooking food fast, you have to be right there up on it and steer constantly.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Take it off the heat, you know what I'm saying? And, do your thing. So that's why I said manifesting, that was the greatest drive. And I knew that manifesting, I could manifest anything as long as I pray to God. It might not come when I want it,
right,
but a blessing will come. And it happened again. We'll be working as a home health aide worker. I let my license lapse because I was already working my job and working at the ferry. Mm-hmm. So along came the home health, the hospice job, and they reinstated me. When I sent my paperwork to the state. Again, thank you, God. I appreciate it. But I know God has another purpose for me. Doing the good things that I'm trying to do out here in the world.
Right.
So anybody out there, to each its own, but those who believe in God, just keep praying. He might not give you the blessing when you want it, but just ask for that window of opportunity for anything, whether it's love, relationship, financial stability, whether it's to keep peace within yourself, without any drama or confliction. Just be a believer. Even if it's not God, it's Allah, the creator, the creator of the universe. Accept that download of information when we bring it down to you.
True. I totally agree. Now, I have another question for you. So, I would like to know, how do you get your work out there to the public? Do you do live performances? How do you...
It's funny that you said that live performance. So, I stepped out of my comfort zone last year.
Okay.
Because I was kind of scared to death. Even though I've been doing a poetry corner show, but be on stage, last year was my first time on stage.
Wow.
Last winter. And a female coworker told me that there was an open theater up the street. So I went there, I contacted the lady in there, the owner, and I got an assignment to come in there and perform on a talent show. Scared to death. I was like, what if they boo me? And then throughout the day, I was just nervous. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? They boo me. At least I took a chance and got appointed. So that's how I built my confidence up. Because I'm sitting there waiting to be called, and I'm like, oh, fuck, look at these people. And then I was like, remember, who cares? As long as you did it, you went up there. So I performed. I got an applause and everything, and I was like, wow. After the first applause, I got loose.
Confidence came up, right?
Yeah, I felt more comfortable on that. So I said, you know what, it's cool, all right. And then I did it again earlier this year. Same thing. I wasn't that nervous. I was tired this time. I was like, I should just call in and cancel. But I said, no, I can't do that. I made a commitment. So I got up there. Everybody came up to me after the show. They congratulated me. They said they liked my poetry. Told me thank you very much. I appreciate, all the nice, kind candor.
Right.
So, but performing and getting ready for all these events and stuff. Once again, prayer. Pray on it.
Just do it. But I love that you said, the part about you were scared, but you just said, you know what? I'm just gonna just do it.
I just did it.
Right.
Yeah.
You just took a chance, basically, and it turned out to be amazing. So.
Yeah, I posted it everything that I had is on my social media website.
Okay.
Which is kingatterbury.com, www.kingatterbury.com. And you can see everything on there, where you can purchase the books, where you can see my YouTube channel, the Poetry Corner channel, when I do King and Queen's Quarters, the radio blog talk show, and everything. The live performances I did, So yes.
So I would like to know, can we hear a little bit more poetry, please?
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
You know, do you have something for the boss queen?
Sure. I'll read one. I'll get into Groove is in the Heart, and then I'll recite one for the boss
Which
queen.
book is that from? Okay, that's from the number. What book is this now? I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all know the boss queen. I gotta find out what's going on here. Is that like the?
They'll be all right.
Okay. You're gonna have to write this down, and yeah.
I do. I can send you the sheet that I have listed, the times it came out and everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the Bruise in My Heart, right? The book.
Yeah, Grooves in the Heart. Okay. This is called What It Is. The world is compromised between the poison and the sky. Now that the land is feeling dry, some can see the earth cry. There's a dilemma inside the center where lab tests is born. Oaths are being taken on an old Bible that's worn. Now that society is masked by view inside of a glass, population controls check the gauges on the graph. Citizen opinions been global and uncleared. What they threw inside the air is totally engineered. What we fear is an enemy, just offended me. My distilled energy is built from a community. Love inside a conscience of blood inside my physical. Fight against a world that might want to get rid of it. Protect what's left, never project stories that's guessed. Isolation through patience, my dear rest is flexed. Hydrate on the good one, drink fast upon the outcome. Don't contemplate the problems, elevate from the bottom. King.
Wow. That was powerful. I love that. Wow.
Yeah, that's one of my society poems, you know.
And what inspired that poem?
Pandemic.
Okay.
CDC, all these rules changing,
right.
Look around.
And how has the pandemic, like, I know you said you write and things like that nature. Did you have any like difficulties with the pandemic and performing and things like that?
The only difficult that because of my bronchitis, wearing the mask a lot of times has been compromising my breathing, so I had to change the way I write. Okay. So I'm able to recite without becoming not too much like breathless. So, you know, overextension of wearing them.
Correct.
No. So it's been okay though. I don't receive writer's block or nothing. I'm always on deck. I write everything in my phone.
Right.
Like fresh off the grip. Yeah.
Okay. Love that. That was nice. Now, do you have something for the boss queen herself? Because, you know, the boss queens and kings, they want to hear something, you know, about the boss queen, the host.
Okay. All right. Let me find something nice. I would say one of my best books that I like.
Oh, okay.
This is also because my face is in the picture.
Right. I love the cover too.
Book. So I'm gonna read from out here. Okay. Just give me a second, okay?
All right. We're here.
Okay. This poem is titled A Woman's Worth.
Okay. All right now. Okay.
As a man who recognizes the internal voice that speaks, as a man, treat your lady with respect by showing humility. Keep her covered inside the belt of love and be considerate. My sisters, don't live in the moment with those idiots. Be who you were meant to be, a breath of fresh air. Absorb the true nature of another who genuinely cared. Build a will that's strong enough to handle whirlwinds. Receive noted attention without having to mention. Queen with high self-esteem, live out your dreams. Walking and talking inside of a world that's unclean. Your passion is seen and fueled by lucky charms. Fly through a storm that may be born outside of the norm. Only you can determine what is and what it is not. If a full moon can make the earth unbalanced, ground just spot. As I allow this piece to drop without the picture getting cropped, I give you woman props, fighting against what is a lot. Okay.
Listen, okay. That was phenomenal. Like, that was amazing. Wow. And can we get some music with that next time? We're gonna have to hear that with a little melody in the background or something. That's definitely that's huge.
You know,
I love that.
A lot of times when I recite my pieces, I really like acapella. A lot of people told me they like acapella, like instead of reading, they like to hear.
Right.
So what I did was on my webpage, which is King Atterbury Inc. on YouTube, I uploaded a lot of videos in the car, in the house, at work, so people can just hear me recite the poetry. You know.
I definitely love that. Oh, that was amazing. And
Thank you.
That's for me. I mean, he gonna. I know you wrote something for me, so we'll share that at another time. Okay, not right now. Oh, so can you freestyle?
I can freestyle, but not at this moment in time. Because of the overextension of wearing the mask from last night, just kind of, off-center.
You can't throw no words together for us? A few words? Come on, I know you got it in you.
Might kind of sound shaky, flaky. Just give me a second.
All right, okay.
The world is in danger. Beware the strangers. Ain't nobody walking around full of a whole lot of anger. I see the world in a whirlwind. Who's your best friend? Is it me? Is it her? Is it him? How can we begin? I started from the bottom, found myself up to the top. Ain't nobody getting shot by these verbal hip hops. I take everything with a slight chance of whatever it is. I'm all about my business. Can you handle his? Nah, I don't think so. You might want to drop slow. Here's my intro, but it might be your outro. It's King. That's King Atterbury. Legendary. And nothing else is necessary. When I do my Poetry Corner show, everybody get down. If y'all want to come around, be a part of my town. Or go underground. Or hear a different sound. You can go on these other platforms and see how you sound. It's me, King Atterbury.
Again, Voice King, you did it again. That was a straight freestyle. Okay, that was a freestyle.
Thank you.
And lastly, where can we find you? Can you give us all your websites? Whatever social medias you have, can you share it with us?
Yes, all books are available on Amazon, but for a straight link, you can go to my website, which is www.kingatterbury.com, and there's links on it to take you to all my social media, my books under each moniker, and the web pages, the interviews, and everything.
Wow. Well,
so yes, contact information is on there too.
Okay.
King Atterbury 7 at Gmail.
So they can find your your Instagram and all that other stuff also on your website.
Yes, they can find it.
Okay, most definitely. So
and if it's not on the website, I'm in the stream. King Atterbury Inc. on Instagram.
So it's King Atterbury Inc. on Instagram.
That's correct.
Okay. Cool.
Same as the YouTube channel, King Atterbury Inc.
Okay, so y'all heard it. Where to find all the great poems and books, right? So, okay. So Joel, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
This was huge, and hopefully we will see you for maybe season 3. Okay, so thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem.
Appreciate it.